Hey my loves, what's up? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Crissanna, and if you're new here, then welcome, and if you're an oldie, welcome back. So guys, today is day number 14 out of my 20 days of Christmas videos. In today's video, we're going to be testing out some new products by Maybelline. So we have the Maybelline Color Stay 30-Hour Concealer. So this actually is brand new and just released a few weeks ago. And then I'm going to be trying out the 30-Hour Foundation, which released a few months ago. And then I figured since I was already getting these two products, I was going to pick up the Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. So all these products are definitely new to me. So I picked up each one of these items on Amazon. If you guys are looking to buy anything makeup related that is from the drugstore, check Amazon first because they've been really good about getting new releases. And the price is usually a lot cheaper than like Ulta or even like Walmart. So I'm going to try to keep this video drugstore related and just use all my complexion products from the drugstore. So now I do have the regular 24-hour one, so I'm not sure if they're going to be comparable or they could be the exact same thing, just the new one is 30 hours and the old one is 24. So for primer, I'm going to take the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. Because I know that the original Superstay can be a little bit drying. So I just take my primer and I literally just put it everywhere. I know some people only like to do it down their T-zone, but personally, I just put it all over. This is actually my first time using the Luminous Putty Primer. I have the original and I really enjoy it. But since the winter months are coming, my skin gets so dry. And actually a little bit of this does seem to go a long way. Because I know with the original Putty Primer, I have to use a lot. Oh yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. My face feels really oily right now. And I still have a bunch left on my finger and I didn't even pick up that much. So I would have to say that this is definitely very, very luminous, even for my super dry skin. So I'm just going to give this a few minutes just to kind of sit into my skin because I really don't want to go directly over top of it with foundation with it feeling this like greasy. So I am just going to be using my sponge today. This one is actually from the Dollar Tree. So here is what the pump looks like. It's just like your classic white pump. So I'm going to do about 2 pumps on the back of my hand. So this actually kind of seems a little more liquidy than the original version, but I'm just going to take my sponge and I'm going to start applying. Oh, I didn't even say the shade I got in this was Classic Ivory, which is usually my shade. That's usually what I go for when it comes to like drugstore foundations. But I know with the 24-hour one, Classic Ivory is like too dark, so I usually mix it with the lighter shade. It's definitely a little bit yellow, but I think we can make it work. So I try not to use a whole lot of product on my forehead just because my forehead is very dry. Same thing goes for my nose too. So this is what my skin is looking like this far. It did actually cover up pretty well. You can still see some redness peeking through from my acne, but I just feel like a lot of foundations don't cover that up, so I can't expect this one to. So I'm not going to cream bronze my whole face, but I am going to cream contour my nose. I'm just going to take the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. I actually like the look of a powder bronzer during the wintertime and then a cream one in the summer. So I'm just going to use this to contour my nose. And to me, it doesn't really matter if the cream contour is everywhere because we are going to go in with the concealer. I'm just going to go back in with that same sponge and just blend this out. So now we're going to go in with the concealer. This is pretty much the star of the show. I pretty much bought the other 2 products because we were going to test out this. So again, this is the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear up to 30 hours of wear. I'm actually really excited to see if this is going to wear for 30 hours, especially without like creasing or getting cakey or anything like that. So I got mine in the shade 11, which isn't like, there isn't like a name for it. It's just a number. And this is actually available in 16 shades. So here is what the doe foot looks like. It is very small and it looks like it's going to be very flexible. So I'm just going to apply this everywhere where I would normally apply concealer. Feels very light. Kind of feels like the regular Maybelline Fit Me concealer. And then when I'm doing my nose, I just do like a dot or 2 right here. I can actually just bring it right down my nose because the doe foot is so thin. Because I'm used to the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer where the doe foot is really large. So I'm going to leave that sit under my eyes for a few seconds and I'm just going to start blending out the rest. That did blend in like really quick. Wow, you guys, that blended in so fast. Literally so fast. Okay, so I feel like this actually dries down a lot faster than I thought it was because it's so thin. I thought it would take a little bit to dry down, but no, it dried down almost instantly. So if I covered up a little bit of my nose contour, I'll just go back in with my brush with no extra product. I'll just add a little bit more right here, just to kind of slim my nose out a little bit. So here is what the concealer looks like with no setting powder on it. So far, so good, you guys. It does not feel heavy under my eyes at all. And I am thinking that it did give me full coverage. It's really hard to tell right now. I'm sure I could definitely add a little more if I wanted to build up the coverage, but so far, so good. So to set under my eyes and down my T-zone, I'm going to take the Maybelline Putty powder in the shade Fair. And then we'll use the other powder to set the rest of the face. I'm just using a setting brush by Real Techniques. This powder is so nice and it's like $5 and it gives such an airbrush smooth finish. And then for the rest of the face, I'm going to set with the Maybelline Superstay full coverage up to 16-hour powder foundation. And I also got this in the shade Classic Ivory. But as you can tell, the shade Classic Ivory in this is a lot lighter than the foundation in Classic Ivory. So I'm just going to take a big fluffy powder brush. And I always start on my neck because I just want everything to be blended there. So for powdered bronzer, I'm not really sure if everyone would consider this drugstore, but it is really affordable. This is the Juvia's Place Bronzed Palette. It's in the shade Medium. But I think for both of these shades, you're paying $16, which that means each bronzer is like $8 a piece, which is actually cheaper than some drugstore bronzers. So I'm just going to take a dip between both. So this is what my face is looking like after I've gotten all the powders on. And still looking very good. Still looking very like airbrushed. So for powder blush, again, trying to keep it drugstore, I'm going to use the Essence blush. This is in the shade Beloved. It used to be really heavy-handed with my blush, but I think I've toned it down a little bit. So for highlighter, I'm going to take this one by e.l.f. in the shade White Gold. So this is a very pretty highlighter. It's definitely more on the light side, but if you dig your brush around in there, you can build it up. But it is very, very pretty and glowy. Oh yeah, that looks so pretty. So I always go up the lines of my Cupid's bow, and then I'll do it right here in the middle too. So to highlight my nose, I always take a pencil brush. And I just do a little dab there, and then I'll also put some right down the center. So the complexion is pretty much done. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup. And then when I come back, we're going to talk about these products. So here is the full face done. And I had to do a red lip, of course, because I have green eyeshadow and I'm also wearing my Grinch shirt. And I have a Grinch earrings too, and they say, drink up Grinches. I absolutely love Christmas. We're 9 days away. So I didn't mention, but for setting spray, I use the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last setting spray. I actually got this on Ulta's website like a month ago for $4. It's no longer on there, so I think it's discontinued. But this is almost the exact same as the original Make It Last. It just has a fruit scent. But let's go ahead and talk about these products. So for the foundation, I absolutely love it. I mean, it's full coverage. I wouldn't say that it's much different from the original. The only thing that claims to be different as this one is supposed to last longer, but of course I absolutely love it. Love the coverage, love the finish, love everything. For the concealer, I loved this as well. I think it has a very beautiful airbrushed finish. Like, I really like how my under eyes are looking right now. They don't look really cakey, but they look full coverage, and they also look very, very soft and airbrushed. And then for the powder, I really liked this as well. All three of these in combination worked very well together. And for me, since I do have really dry skin, using the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer really helped. I feel like if I was to use like a matte primer, my skin would look overly dry right now, because I wouldn't say that this is super matte, but it's definitely matte once you set it with powder and everything. So yeah, I would definitely recommend all of these products to you. You guys are from the drugstore. They're super affordable and I really liked everything. So I always had this thought in my mind that high-end foundations had to be better than drugstore because they're much more expensive. Throughout the day, like if I itch my face or I blow my nose, usually at that point the foundation starts to wear off. And I always told myself in my head, well, if I buy a high-end $40 foundation, it's not going to do that. Well, you guys, let me tell you, it definitely does. There isn't really any difference in my eyes from drugstore and high-end because I have tried high-end foundations as well, and I don't really see any of them being any better from the drugstore ones that I've tried. So yeah, if you guys like this video and you guys found this helpful, please give this video a big old thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. If there's anything at all that you guys want to see next, please let me know. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.